Hey everybody, welcome to the Masters Fantasy Show, brought to you by MastersFantasyFootballLeagues.com. As always, I'm joined by the Masters crew. What's up? How you guys doing today?
Excellent.
Doing really good. First time in a while, too.
Yeah, got a little change over here to my right. We got founder, CEO of Masters, John Beast. He's been itching to do this show. It's kind of like a Kyle Pitts trade rumor show. Just a lot of buzz with Kyle Pitts. I know my guys zeroed in on Kyle Pitts as his guy in this draft. I'm going to feed this over to him and let him start the show off.
Well, what I'm thinking about is that, when we're looking at these rookie drafts, and this office, there's a lot of discussion about Jamar Chase is really the 1.1. And it's not Jamar Chase, it's whoever ends up in Pittsburgh. It's Najee Harris or Travis Etienne, that's who's going to be 1.1. Or maybe if it's whoever ends up in Miami. Maybe that's another way that you're looking. And in Superflex, you're probably looking at Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields. By the way, I think Justin Fields is a much better choice than Trevor Lawrence for fantasy points, because I think he's a better athlete, better runner.
I don't know,
Not
man.
saying-
That scramble he had against Ohio State still haunts me.
Yeah, that scramble does it. Yes. Well, I'm not here to talk about Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields, so we're just going to move on. But even so, and then the other people you're looking, maybe not 1.1, but really Devontae Smith and Jalen Waddle. Those are all pretty good players. Javonte Williams, even Rashad Bateman, Rondell Moore.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting here to tell you that I think that the 1.1 really should be Kyle Pitts. And I don't care if it's super flex. I don't care if it's one quarterback league. I don't really think it matters.
Wow.
And here's why I think about it. Tight end is a challenge position in all fantasy football. And you have a prospect coming out of unprecedented potential in Kyle Pitts. And you looking over the last 10 years, you've only had 3 tight ends come out number 1. You've had Gronk, Graham, Kelsey, period. That's it. And they've all produced over a long period of time. And you look at, the other position, quarterback, Trevor Lawrence is great. He's freaking great, the best prospect maybe ever. But hey, last year, it's every year there's another quarterback coming in. It's every year.
Yeah.
Every year there's new wide receivers coming out. Every year there's new running backs coming out. It's never happened at tight end before. Never. And let's face it, and tight end's a hard position to predict. There's been so many failures.
Yeah.
I can't, honest to God, I can't even name a tight end that's lived up to the hype. Maybe Evan Engram. Maybe that's the only one.
Not really him either.
Yeah.
And then me and John spoke about this off camera. When he told me initially Kyle Pitts is his 1.1, I kind of thought you were crazy for a second. The more you kept talking about it, it's like having an extra player on the field. If you believe in this guy.
Right, and obviously you got. I do what you think is right, but I really sort of think about how powerful Kelsey was last year. There were T.J. Hawkinson came in 3rd last year.
Yeah.
Think about how averages work. If you have a 30-point game and a 10-point game, you're averaging 20 points a game. If you have a 40-point game and a 10-point game, you're averaging 25 points a game. T.J. Hawkinson came in 3rd last year. He did not have one game where he equaled Travis Kelce's average.
Wow.
Now, you want to hear something that's even more crazy? He did not have a single game where he averaged Darren Waller's average either. That is how far the gap is between these guys. Now, Kelsey 6'5", Gronk 6'6", Graham 6'7", Pitts is 6'6". He's faster. Just go watch a highlight reels.
Yeah. Pitts is one of those guys. There's doubters for everybody, but he's one of those guys where I feel like there's very few people that can watch him play and be like, this guy's not that good. He's absolutely incredible. He was taking games over in college as a tight end. He can do it all. Any single aspect of being a receiving tight end, he's elite at. And elite. He does it all. And it's funny too, because those guys you mentioned, like, Gronk, Jimmy Graham, Travis Kelce, none of those guys were supposed to be anything. This is the first guy that's coming in, and everybody, there's almost no one who thinks he's going to not be amazing. I mean, he's supposed to be incredible. I mean, most people have him as their first or second best player in the entire draft as a tight end.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like a foregone conclusion. If this dude can stay healthy, he's going to be a Hall of Famer. Like a legendary, like once-in-a-lifetime kind of talent at this position. I mean, I'm very excited to see where he ends up. And honestly, as crazy as it sounds to take a tight end at 1.1, I mean, the more you think about it, it makes a lot of sense.
It does.
And I can't even think how I'll just leave quarterbacks out altogether. But last year there were 22 running backs and 34 wide receivers. That's 56 players that scored more than the third tight end, who was Hawkinson.
Wow.
I mean, it's just that it's the scarcity at the position.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah, and if you think that's crazy, I mean, I can tell you when we went through the payouts last year, Travis Kelce was, not every championship team, obviously, but one of the most visible players in the championship game was Travis Kelce.
Yeah, it's like you said just a moment ago. It was literally Travis Kelce was literally like having an extra player in our roster.
Right, and when I look at the other tight ends in the league too, I know you like Kittle. I think me and John, we're not sold on George Kittle, but the guys after him, there's a big significant drop off there, and for me personally, there's nobody in that list. Like I don't look at Mark Andrews like he can be a Kelsey type guy, a difference maker inside. I mean, a great tight end, a good tight end.
He's too touchdown dependent.
Not a difference maker though.
Yeah,
I mean,
maybe
T.J. Hawkinson, maybe.
Hawkinson's got potential. It's funny because when you mentioned all those guys and you said, like they're going high, but they never really produce. And I was gonna say Hawkinson because I knew he finished top 5, but then to hear those stats, it's like, why even bring him up? Because he's still way off the pace.
Here's a crazy thing too. I was thinking about this date in the year 2033. Do you know what Kyle Pitts is going to be? The same age as Travis Kelce is today.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And all those plays, he was 19. So I mean, this guy's got room to grow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think another good point you made is, every year there's a quarterback, a wide receiver, a running back. I mean, the next biggest thing, it just doesn't happen as tight end very often.
Yeah, it's funny because like everybody says, oh well, this is the biggest quarterback prospect, Trevor Lawrence, since Andrew Luck.
Right.
Who's the tight end? Like there is no one that you can really.
Yeah, I had
bring
some
it back
Hawkinson
to.
the other day.
And he got drafted high, but I don't think anyone thought like the way they think about Pitts.
Right.
Like I can't remember a tight end that was getting treated the way Pitts is getting treated.
All right, this is insane. This is absolutely insane. But we've all heard the on the TV about Kyle Pitts, how Jerry Jones wants with the Cowboys to match up with Dak.
Right.
I got a way that can happen. There is no way that he's no way he's the Falcons. The Falcons are either going to take Justin Fields or a quarterback, or they're going to take Kyle Pitts. And even if the Cowboys wanted to work out a trade with Atlanta would still trade with another team looking for a quarterback because that's going to bring you way more value. It just does. And then the second team is the Bengals. And the Bengals, you got to think they're going to be looking for an offensive tackle, Penny Sewell, to protect Joe Burrow. We all saw it happen to Burrow last year.
Yeah.
But hey, let's get to the Dolphins. If Atlanta takes Fields and Cincinnati takes an offensive tackle, and we get to the Dolphins, and you really believe Kyle Pitts is as great as he is, here's a trade. CeeDee Lamb for 1.6 straight up. And you still have Cooper and Gallup.
Yeah.
And now you add Kyle Pitts.
Wow.
I don't know, it's tough, man, because, I was just looking at the most recent Dynasty draft we did. I think CeeDee Lamb's been the number 3 wide receiver off the board in 2 of them.
Yeah.
So I'll shoot over to you, Doc. Fantasy aside, or let's just talk fantasy football. Who would you rather have, Lamb or Pitts?
That's hard because those are 2 guys that I really like.
Yeah.
I honestly want to say Pitts, and I think it kind of goes back to the whole tight end debate. Is CeeDee Lamb? As much as I love CeeDee Lamb, I don't think he'll ever separate himself from the pack the way I feel like Kyle Pitts can at the tight end position. And I think if you just take that into account and pure impact on fantasy football, I mean, I got to lean on Pitts there.
Which is crazy. I mean, but I think last year there was 70 points between Kelsey
It was something
and Waller.
crazy.
It was like a 70-point discrepancy.
And it was another 70 from Waller to Hawkinson.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a crazy thought, but dude, I think you might be right. I think he should get more consideration at the 1.1. If he's going to be a difference maker like that, there's no way around it.
And of course, that's the key. Is he going to be?
Is he going to be?
Yeah, I mean, gosh, it's really hard for me to envision it. And I know it's kind of that way with everybody, when they're coming into the draft, everyone's going to be good, and like maybe half are. And that's probably generous.
Last year was their first year ever.
Yeah. And I mean, for Pitts though, I can't see a scenario where he isn't just dominant. I really can't. I don't know how every single aspect of his game is so crisp, so good. I mean, add in the freak athleticism too. It's just, I don't see how you stop that guy. I mean, Jimmy Graham came in and he was just a big height-speed mismatch, but even he wasn't, he didn't know how to run routes the way Pitts does. He didn't have the hands Pitts does. But, he translated well and played well. I think this is going to look very similar, where Pitts is just going to dominate games the way Jimmy Graham did. But I think he's going to be able to do it even over a longer period of time because he's not just relying on athleticism. He's got everything.
That's the other advantage of certainly over, we're already talking about CMC. And Saquon's 24, and we're already talking about him, hey, if he doesn't produce this year, he gets hurt again, he might be a complete bust. But tight ends, they go longer than any other position other than quarterback.
Yeah.
No, it's a good point. I think you can really make a case for him at the 1.1. For me personally, I'm going to take destination into play. Depending on where he goes, I could see taking him at the 1.1. I'm with you. I'm sold on him, man.
Yeah, I've been big on Pitts all along, and then, even though that seemed a little crazy to hear at the beginning,
You think about
I can't argue it. It makes a lot of sense, and for that reason, yeah. I'd be open to it too.
Yeah.
It'd be hard not to be.
All right, guys, that's going to wrap up this show. I would like it. Do me a favor, leave in the comments. Tell me what you think. Any way you take Pitts at the 1.1, would love to hear from you guys. If you could, also hit the like and subscribe button. Come be a part of the Masters family. If you're looking for a place to play Dynasty football, we've got over 600 leagues. Never folded a single one. Promise you won't be disappointed. That's all I got. Any last words, guys?
I do. Kyle Pitts is his ceiling. He's the best tight end ever.
Wow.
Wow.
Crazy.
I think I agree.